5-7 The Game breaking news.
All right, breaking news from down the street with the Giants. The Giants announced a 5-year extension for starting pitcher Logan Webb. 5-year extension for Logan Webb, according to Susan Slusser. No details on the money yet.
Oh, I got details, actually.
Oh, you do?
Yep. So according to it's a 5-year extension.
$90 million.
Worth $90 million. So it begins in 2024 through 2028. Webb will earn $8 million in 2024, $12 million in 2025, $23 million in 2026, another $23 million in 27, and then $24 million in 2028.
Wow, Logan Webb locked up for 5 years, $90 million, and he's 0-3 on the season so far. He gave up 4 home runs.
If he faces Alcantara and doesn't go against the Detroit Tigers, he could start off 0-4. But that being said, you're buying out some of the years of arbitration and into free agency. If you look at what free agents were getting at the pitching level, 4 years from now, 20-something million, it's not bad.
We'll see. We'll see about Logan Webb. I got mixed feelings about it right now. Mixed feelings.
You got to start somewhere. Like, to me, he's a rotation piece. I believe him to be a great 3, even a really, really good 2. I don't think he's a 1, but I'm willing to adjust my opinions.
All right.
You got to lock up somebody. I'm happy he's locked up.
5 years, $90 million for Logan Webb.
Local boy, too.
According
Sacramento.
to Susan Slusser and Alex Pavlovich for NBC Sports Bay Area. All right. Logan Webb, we'll see what he does against Miami coming up here. But, by the way, we got to do this, too. Got to do this. This Fix It Friday's code word is OIL. Text OIL to 20357 by 10 a.m. for your chance to win a Kirby gift card, a $250 Kirby gift card. Kirby, your driveway mechanic. Check out Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com. All right, we got business to handle. Giants can take a lap for now. They're secondary. Hell, Parag Barate may be moving on from the 49ers. I really don't care. I really don't care right now because we got business to handle. Tomorrow, Game 1, Saturday night, Golden One Center. First round series between the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. And there's been a lot of trash talk. It's going to continue right now. It'll continue at 117 on ESPN 1320. But it's D-Day, folks. It's almost here. Kitty Caraway, D-Lo and KC, one half of that show on ESPN 1320. It is the show in Sacramento. It is no doubt the show. It's one of my favorite shows across the nation. Not the best show in Northern California. We know where that is. No, I'd throw the first blow. Kitty Caraway, what's happening, my man?
Man, what's going on, fellas? What's up, baby? It's Friday. Butch, what's going on, baby? Hey, man, we about to play this playoff series, man, tomorrow, man. I can't wait, to be honest with you. I cannot wait.
I'll start with this. Question. What does series mean for this team, this fan base, and the city of Sacramento? We'll start there.
It means everything. I ain't even gonna lie to you. We ain't gonna big time the situation and act like we've been here before, because a lot of us haven't. Last time the Kings were in the playoffs, I was 9. Well, no, not the playoffs, but when they had a meaningful team, I was like 19 years old. Last time they were in the playoffs, I was like 21 years old. I'm about to turn 40 in July. You know what I mean? It's been a long time coming. And this means everything to the city, everything they've been through over the course of these 16 years, whether it's the losing, basketball-wise, it's a lot already. But the team almost being yanked on 3 different occasions, it was definitely going to be gone in the Seattle situation. They found a way to save it. Not only did they save it, they were able to build what I deem the best basketball arena in the NBA, in the Golden One Center. They were able to revitalize downtown. They made it through the pandemic. Downtown Sacramento was about to go crazy in a good way before the pandemic hit. What happened with the pandemic put a major halt on everything that was going on with revitalizing the city. Made it through that, and now here they are in the NBA playoffs after 16 years, man. So it means everything to us. Like I said, I ain't going big time. This is big to us. This is a first round series to y'all. It's everything to us right now.
So that being said, you've heard all the rhetoric from all the talking heads, me and Bonte included. I mean, everybody's got an opinion on everything. All the things that you've heard, what's the biggest misnomer about the Sacramento Kings?
Biggest misnomer about the Sacramento Kings. Well, it isn't that the inexperience is going to be just something that they can't overcome.
Crippling.
I was hearing a lot of people talk about, this is, I think it was Mark Willard, matter of fact, that kind of sparked the whole interest with my mind. when he was saying that's not how things happen. We see it all the time. We see it all the time in the NBA where, a good team comes up, had a good regular season, and then they get into the playoffs and, it's a different level and they're just not ready and they can't step up. And I was like, man, okay, I don't think that's the case, but let me do my own research. Let me see what goes on. So I looked at, teams over the past 20 years or so, who, and I don't mean like Minnesota a couple years ago where they got in on the last day of the season. They were the 8th seed, played the 1 seed. It didn't matter if you were the 8th seed for the last 4 years. You're probably going to lose to the 1 seed. Like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a team that was sorry the year before. The next year, they had a big renaissance and ended up being a 4 seed, a 3 seed, a 2 seed, something like that. I looked over the last 20 years, and you can talk about the Dallas Mavericks when Dirk and Nash first got there. You can talk about the Phoenix Suns when Steve Nash first got there. You can talk about the We Believe Warriors, who actually was an 8th seed. We can talk about the Steph Curry Warriors when they first made it in 2013. We can talk about the Phoenix Suns of 2021. Every single one of them, Vontae and Butch, won at least one series in the playoffs. So the whole narrative that nobody just comes out of nowhere and wins in the playoffs is actually 100% false. Actually 100%. The history, if we're going on history tells us a team like the Sacramento Kings will win at least one round of the playoffs.
But will you grant me this? You won 48 games. When the Warriors missed the playoffs the year after, we believe, they won 48 games that year. The West as a whole is down. So to use the 3 seed as, this, look, it's impressive to a degree, but I don't think it's the regular track record of the Western Conference, I guess is what I'm coming at. And that feels like I'm diminishing the Kings season. But I'm not trying to do it. I'm just trying to lay out both sides of the argument.
Well, and I understand it, but now we're pushing the goalpost back. Because before, not
That's
saying
fair.
You said it, not saying you saying it.
Yeah.
Before it was nobody ever does this. And then when we bring up, like, actually everybody does this, then it's, oh, well, this ain't the same regular season. You know what I mean? It's the same thing that's been happening all year long. They win 7 games in a row. It's early. It's November. It's no big deal. They ain't going to be lighting the beam, by the All-Star break. They up there at the 2 seed at the All-Star break. Teams start playing hard for real in the final 25 games of the season. We'll see if they can hang up then. Until they start sitting all their players the last week of the season, they have the best record in the league after the All-Star break. It's different in the playoffs. Teams are going to be different. It's a different thing. We'll see if they answer that bell as well. But every single time, that goalpost just keep going further and further and back. And to their credit, they keep hitting it every time. They keep knocking it through every single time.
No, it was an impressive run after the All-Star break. We're talking to Kitty Caraway, ESPN 1320. We'll join you at 117. And trust me, there'll be a lot of smoke. I'm ready to roll with that one. I'm trying to just figure out it's going to be Daddy and Baby Chez together, so I'm going to have to put a pacifier in her mouth.
Don't use your daughter as a meat shield.
No, she's not a meat shield. I'm just telling you how I roll.
Don't use your daughter as a meat shield.
She may be involved in the StreamYard video. She may be involved. That's how serious I am. Usually when it's just Daddy
daughter. Baby Chez.
Hey,
see how you doing, Butch?
No. Hey, usually when it's Daddy daughter day, I do know radio hits, but this one's very important to me. This one is one of the ones.
Why is it important to you?
It's because Sacramento needs to know what's happening. That's why. They need to know what's happening. They need to have a reality check, and I'm here to do it because all this rhetoric, and I blame Butch, actually. I'm going to throw Butch under the bus here. Talk about Warrior fans only watch Warrior games. No. Me being ambassador of Warriors basketball, we watch all games. League Pass gets used on this phone. It gets used on this laptop. So that's why. Warrior fans know what time it is, but look, let's get down to business here.
But that's, by the way, the secret sauce of the show. Anytime something goes wrong, it's my fault. Anytime something goes well, it's because of him.
So Klay Thompson blamed.
People think that being Robin to someone else's Batman is easy to do.
We're gonna blame.
Walk a day in my shoes.
We're gonna blame Butch and Steiny for the Klay rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson had a career year, and I'm gonna blame Butch and Steiny for that. Anyway, Casey, back to business here.
Yeah.
How huge is Game 1 for Sacramento to set the tone? Because I feel like this is going to be, if the Warriors don't lose too many Game 1s. They lost Game 1 against Toronto 2019 NBA Finals. They lost Game 1 against Oklahoma City the 2016 Western Conference Finals. I remember OKC walking off the floor saying, we didn't even play well. I say, oh, dear Lord, this is going to be a long series. And it was. How important is this Game 1 to Sacramento, you believe?
There's been a lot of talk about that up here as well. And I've been saying consistently, if I'm Mike Brown, I'm making sure I'm dead in all that talk about how big Game 1 is. Because it can go both ways. If you lose Game 1, all right, well, now what? Like, if you put so much emphasis on Game 1 about how big it is, if you lose it, now you talk about a young team, you got them shook. Oh, man. Coach talked about how big it was, and we lost. Like, this has to be devastating. Or, on the flip side, if you win, oh, man, we won game one. Game is over. You know what I'm saying? Job is done. We handled game one. So the way I approach it, if I was Coach Mike Brown, I'd be perfectly clear to say, game one is just game one. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. Win or lose. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. And that's part of what I think they need to learn and what I think Coach Brown is going to teach them about the playoffs. Every game is its own game, man.
Yes.
You can't put too much emphasis on 1, 2,
Agreed.
3, 4, because they're all their own game, and you got to be ready to play your own game every time out. So to answer your question, Monte, I mean, as a fan, you'd want them to get one. As a player, you'd want them to get game one.
Of course.
But you got to be careful not to put too much emphasis on it, because either way, you can get caught up in the sauce, whether you win or lose after game one.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, you always, the momentum carries. It almost doesn't. Like, there's almost zero momentum transferring over. You can make adjustments and things like that, and guys can feel better about themselves. But, man, each game is its own isolated thing. Warriors lost game one. They blew a huge lead against the Celtics in the finals last year. Keep it real, though, Casey. You've been way too tame. Why do you hate Draymond Green? You've been one of the loudest anti-Draymond Green people on the planet.
Years.
I want you to be honest with us for a second. Just destroy Draymond the way I know you want to destroy him.
No. Hold on.
No, I want to hear what he really feels about Draymond. He doesn't like Draymond.
I'm not allowing any Draymond Green slander a day before game one, especially from a Sacramento King fan. What the hell are you doing, Jeffy?
No, I want to hear why he doesn't like Draymond.
I'm going to be truthful. And this is the honest to God truth. Draymond himself, like Draymond, the basketball. First of all,
look at his face.
There's levels to it, Bonte. There's levels to it, right?
I love it.
Draymond, the basketball player. There is a number of different things that he does as a basketball player that is beneficial to winning basketball. Draymond is one on every level, and that's no coincidence. He does all the dirty work. He's in there getting scrappy. He does understand the game at a high level. He understands his role at a high level. So let's get that. That's never been twisted first. I appreciate a lot of the things he does on the court. Number two, the next level. Draymond as a character. I mean, he be talking like he's Steph, man. He ain't Steph. Like you're not the reason. You're part of the reason, but you're not the reason. Let's not ever forget that. All right? But even then, do what you do. The most annoying thing about it is the media and the people around Draymond who speak as if he is Steph. How many times do I got to hear they don't win 4 championships without Draymond Green? That's just cap. That's just cap.
They don't win 4 championships without Draymond Green.
I mean, come on.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So let's go backwards. The fourth one, he got benched. They got better in the NBA Finals. They were about to lose the NBA Finals.
He was awesome.
So they benched his ass and put Looney in there. They got better.
Game 4.
Game 4, the final 5 minutes, he had 3 strips, I believe, multiple rebounds. I agree with you. There were long stretches where he was out. And then Game 6, he had a signature Draymond Green game.
Game 5 and 6.
The house was already on fire. Steph Curry had already put the house on fire. Game 3, Draymond was shook. He had his little podcast about
they all were.
Why they gotta talk like that? I think it's being too much. They're going too far. It's disrespectful. He was crying. He was shook. His mama was out there like, I don't know what's wrong with this dude. He's shook. All right, so let's not sugarcoat that.
Listen, his mom did come on these airwaves.
She might call in.
She did. Mama Green did say, I don't know what the hell got into Draymond Green, but that ain't him. She did say that.
Casey, I've never seen an environment like that.
Let's eliminate the last one. They would have won that one without him because they damn near did it already.
Casey.
They damn near did it already. So then we got the 2 in the middle. And you mean to tell me, let's just say Draymond Green is like great, right? There's the guy that I always compare, Al Horford. I think Al Horford is a better player than Draymond Green, but for argument's sake,
they're different, but I see what you're saying.
For argument's sake, let's just say Draymond is 100% and Al Horford is 75% of what Draymond brings. You mean to tell me with Al Horford, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry, they not winning a championship?
They're not winning without
they're probably winning it, but you also
You cannot take away Draymond. It's like the Dallas Cowboys. It's like saying the Dallas Cowboys, hey, let's take away Emmitt Smith. You put anybody back there in the backfield, they're winning 3 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking away Ron Harper from the Chicago Bulls and saying, hey, they're winning the championship. Ron Harper was a very important piece to that team. Same thing when Spencer did when he ripped it on Rick Fox. Rick Fox at the Lakers. You know how
He's
important Rick
replaceable.
Fox was?
They're replaceable. In that situation,
Oh.
Devontae, I want you to tell me, you know hoop. You guys watch hoop.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me if it's Horford, Clay, Steph, and KD, that team ain't winning the championship?
They might be.
No, I think they
might
would.
be.
I think they would.
might
But
be.
I
the
think
dog. You're in there missing in the dog, Casey. You get on the court. This guy's a junkyard dog from Saginaw, Michigan. The IQ, the game within the game. Talking to trash. He picked apart the Celtics in Game 5 mentally. Mentally. You just saw it a couple weeks ago with the Pelicans. Yeah, they went up 20. They went on an 8-0 run with Draymond Green. Went to the bench, and it was like, oh, gosh, what did Draymond do? And then in the second half, Herb Jones was invincible. Brandon Ingram was invincible.
Man,
this guy, the
that was
mind
Looney,
games
bro.
that you're missing. The mind games
was
he's going to play up there
Loon Dog, man.
tomorrow night and go to one center to
That was Loon
Sabonis.
Dog, man. That wasn't Draymond. That was Loon Dog getting them offensive boards and getting second chance opportunities. You know that.
Oh,
You know that?
man.
And y'all be talking about I disrespect Looney. No, Looney can go.
You
I like
just,
Looney.
you
I
just
like
disrespected a statue guy down here in Golden State. I'm not letting that fly. He's a
Don't put
statue
no-
guy, kitty.
Don't put no statue up.
So-
that, man.
so,
Don't put
KC.
it- he can get on the Ring of Honor. Don't put no statue up.
Casey, if I told you right now you could have Draymond Green and you're swapping out Harrison Barnes, you wouldn't take that?
No, not at this point. Not at this point in his career. At this point in his career, I'm not talking about his career. At this point in his career, I'm gonna give Draymond $80 million.
No, but he's a battle-tested war daddy in the playoffs. You have to grant him that. Come on.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who tell me like if he's available, Mike Brown will scoop him up in a second. And now I've got a whole other situation to deal with. I got to look at this guy 82 games a year. Oh my God.
KC and a
He would make
Draymond
your team
jersey.
that much better. Oh,
you
yeah.
would love it.
He'd
You
be
are so full of
He'd be
crap.
talking about day.
Draymond
He's
Green
kidding.
show on D-Lo and KC.
But by the way, you brought that would be amazing radio. By the way, you brought up Harrison
Is
Barnes.
Damian going to quote tweet that entire
Right.
interview too on the internet or what?
Probably, yeah. D-Lo's
I mean,
listening.
Jesus.
He talk about us. Listen, the roasters ride with us so hard. We could be
love
taking
Damian.
naps during D-Lo and KC. Now I haven't. I've been tapped into y'all listening to.
Appreciate you.
But the
Appreciate
streets,
you.
the
Vontae
streets
listens to everything.
Hey, but listen,
He's
the
so full of
streets.
crap.
Well, the streets do get to me. Except when I'm on vacation, I don't listen to anything. The streets come to me telling me what Shaq's been popping off about. And I'm like, oh, I got to come back and check this guy. Anyway, you brought up Harrison Barnes.
I gotta come back
Harrison
and check
Barnes.
this guy.
How big of a series is this for HB? Wow. I mean, this is huge for him. Draymond Green said, man, this guy didn't even invite me to his wedding because I called KD in the parking lot. Dude, HB, legacy series for him, KC.
Now, this is big, man. This is big for HB. From everything that I'm hearing, he's aware of it. He's been aware of it. He was aware of the shop interview, and he took that some type of way. He's aware of it. I mean, it's no coincidence Draymond wasn't invited to the wedding. All right, that wasn't you lost the invitation in the mail. I'm not saying he hates Draymond, but he's aware of everything, and it's a big series for him. This is all anybody in the Bay Area ever talks about is what is 5 of 32.
5 of 32.
That's all they ever talk about.
Scored us in Game 6.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity to exercise those demons and knock out this team in the playoffs. I don't know what I do know what you're getting from Harrison. You're getting probably at least you're getting 13 points, 4 or 5 rebounds. You know, solid defense, maybe not great.
And you wouldn't take Draymond over him? Come on. 13 points?
Draymond's like 6.
Yeah, but Draymond is a facilitator. I mean, he's a facilitator. He's an excellent screen setter.
We don't need another one.
Okay.
We got one.
Okay.
We don't need triple single around here.
Oh.
We already got a facilitator.
I love this. This is hilarious. All right, what's the biggest thing that the Kings have?
So
I know it's hilarious. I love it. It's hilarious. This is why I love having Casey on. What's the biggest thing that you've heard, just rhetoric-wise, that no one's bringing up right now? Like, everyone's talking about X, Y, and Z, and you're like, oh, you're actually missing this particular detail or this player regarding the Kings.
I think it's Kevin Huerter, man. And Kevin Huerter is a little bit more than just a three-point shooter. We've seen a number of different times when the three-point shot wasn't falling for multiple games for him, but he was still able to get his 16 points a game because it's not falling. He'll use that give and go with Sabonis to get into the paint. He'll pump fake, take a couple dribbles mid-range, knock that down. He is a well-rounded scorer out there, and I think he's somebody that, with the way the Warriors defend the three-point line, along with Keegan Murray, I think that's something that could be to the Kings' benefit. I'm not saying Kevin Huerter is going to average 25 points a game, but I look at him as somebody, if you're sleeping on him, if you're thinking that he's just a one-trick pony, I think he can show a little bit more than that. So there's that. And then I also had a tweet earlier this week where I said I think Malik Monk is going to kill the Warriors.
And
And
why?
I don't mean that as no disrespect.
No. Just why do you like Malik Monk against the Warriors?
I like the matchup with him with the guys off the bench. I think Malik Monk is a more of a creator than people give him credit for. He's more of a playmaker. Like, he has passing ability. Him and Sabonis in the pick and roll puts people in difficult predicaments. The trying to figure out, are you going to stop Malik attacking the bucket, or he'll drop off the pocket pass to Sabonis. So I look at his ability to play on the offensive end as something that may give that second unit as a problem. But there's also things like outside of the X's and O's that I could see. And once again, this doesn't mean they're going to win the series, but I could see Bonte and Butch on the morning roast coming in, before Game 6. All right, yeah, it's going to get that far before Game 6, and I'm like, damn, it's Malik Monk. I don't want to see him anymore. No. He is killing.
No, he's good.
Right? No, I can see that happen.
You know what?
That doesn't mean they're going to win the series or anything. I just got a feeling he's going to give the Warriors fits in this series.
He's had big games against the Dubs, KC, this year, early, and now it was so long ago in the first month of the season, but he did have big games. He had a game, I think he had like 16 and 8. The next game he had like 24.
He averaged 14 off the bench.
But I always wonder why it didn't work out in Charlotte. Because I thought he was watching that Kentucky team with De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk in that backcourt, what they did to UCLA and how they should have won that game against North Carolina. And I was like, man, this guy is explosive. I never got why it didn't work in Charlotte. I do respect him coming off the bench. Now, there may be an issue here, Casey. And Malik Monk may be going to Alcatraz soon. Because Andrew Wiggins may come off the bench. And Andrew Wiggins may match up with Malik Monk. And we know what Andrew Wiggins did last postseason, Casey. That click-clack, handcuffs, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic. You know what time it is.
So let me ask you guys a question. I like Andrew Wiggins. Let me ask you guys a question. If I said, and I'm not saying he's as good of a player as him, but let's just say Harrison Barnes, right?
He's way better than Harrison Barnes.
Been gone for 2.5 months, 3 months, and he came back for this Warriors series, not playing a minute, and playing against the Warriors, a team that gets up and down, that's going to test them lungs to make sure that conditioning is right. And I told you guys, Harrison Barnes is back. It's about to be click-clack city. You guys will be like, really? You expect a man that hasn't played in 3 months to just jump into the NBA playoffs and perform at a high level? That's what you guys would say about Harrison Barnes or anybody else in that situation.
No, but Andrew Wiggins isn't Harrison Barnes. Andrew Wiggins is already more beloved than Harrison Barnes. He was already a more impactful player in the playoffs than Harrison Barnes ever was.
I hear you on the ramp up. I do hear you on that.
But
I agree.
I trust the coaches and I trust the players on the Golden State Warriors who have been there and done that and hung banners. I'm talking about championship banners, not Pacific Division title banners, Casey. Guys that have hung banners saying Wiggins looks right. He looks like he's ready to go. That's what we're talking about here.
Out there, then, Wiggins. Come on out there. Hey, if he ready to go, then he can do it. I tip my hat to him. We're gonna be running up and down that court. We're gonna see what them lungs is looking like. We're gonna see what them legs is looking like. We're gonna be running up and down that court. The other misnomer I forgot to mention.
Yeah, please.
Kings are gonna score. Kings are gonna score.
No, they will.
They're the greatest offense ever assembled. I don't know if you've read the data.
Once again, the media taking clips. You got to watch the media. They always twist the word.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
But
you heard what Fitz said yesterday. I know y'all ran with that one. D-Lo was all over that.
Oh man, Fitz. First of all, with all due respect to Fitz,
but
Fitz needs to shut the hell up. We don't like the Warriors. We don't like the Warriors. Ain't nobody gonna sit up there being like, well, we do like Steph and we do like Clay. We gonna be like the hell with the Warriors. We don't like the Warriors up here. It is what it is. I don't know what Fitz talking about. That ain't what's going down. But I'll say this. We talk about offensive rating. And they played 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Stuff. Like, I get all that. The Kings put up 120. I think it might have been 121 points per game. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, it's 120.
Yeah, just under 121.
The Warriors like 118 and a half.
That point total is the most in 40 years. I mean, like it's not like. It's not no computer Farhan generated number at this point, right? Like, this is just bare basics. Like, nobody has scored this much in a season in 40 years. And I did the research when I was talking, because we were talking about that. That's not going to relate and all this other stuff. Typically, when you get into the playoffs, the highest scoring team in the regular season, you could take maybe about 4 or 5 points off of that. So you get to about 116, 115. I think the Kings, last time we checked, I think they're like 34-9 when they score 115 points or more.
That's pretty good.
Could be off by a game or two. But
that's elite.
we expecting them to score 120 and like, oh, that's if they get to that, they're great. But if they get lower than that, they can't hang. Oh, we're talking about 115, which I'm very sure they're going to get to in this series. 115, they're like 34-9 on the season. I've said this a number of different times, and I think you guys will understand what I'm saying. And this goes for the Warriors too. I don't believe a team is going to try to outscore the Kings and win. That's not how you beat them. You're going to have to get them under 115.
I think you have to be physical.
And you're going to have to mark up the game.
I agree with you.
That's where they can be vulnerable. If you think, okay, we can score 2 and we're going to start playing 125, 130 games, they've shown time and time again, but that's their brand of basketball.
You really want to get into a shootout with the Splash Brothers and Jordan Poole having a pool party.
Look, I'll tell you this. The Splash Brothers, that's only 60 points. Like, if they both go for 30, if they both go for 30,
it's only 60.
Well, and Jordan Poole.
Even if they both go for 35, that's 70 points.
All right.
Y'all need another 60.
Oh, okay.
You get another 60?
Yeah, Jordan Poole's going to score 20 of that. You got Wiggs
now
back.
You need another 40.
Okay, so then you got Wiggs chipping in with 15. Dante DiVincenzo.
Better not let Draymond score his 8.
DiVincenzo. And Draymond's good for 10. He's going to give you 10.
Draymond ain't good for 10. Stop.
He's going to give you 10.
That's double digits. He ain't good. Don't say that.
Against that Sacramento defense and that rim protection. Oh, my God.
Casey, forget this. Forget this.
Hey,
Stop that.
Draymond good for 6. You can pencil him in for 6.
I'm not letting KC get away here and slander my 4-time champion, Draymond Green. That's not happening on these airways. We slander Draymond Green. Nobody else.
I'm the one who's trading him away on a daily basis. All right, hey, Casey. Moment of privacy, you and Damian. All right, you guys are running a great show up in Sacramento. Keep it real. This is the best thing that's ever happened to your career, facing the Golden State Warriors and coming at us.
I don't know about our career.
I'm teasing.
But I'll say this:
it's been fun. It's been a fun week.
No, we talk about this routinely during the week.
Yeah,
this is a lot better in a number of different ways than if we would have played the Pelicans, which
for sure, for sure,
the loss, right? Like, if we would have had a week to get ready for that, like, I don't know what we would have done. Bonte talked about root canal. That would have been a root canal by Thursday.
Exactly.
Man, how many times can I talk about Herb Jones? Like, I'm done with that. This has been great for us.
The fan base.
Jackson Hayes.
Right.
Hey,
like, this has been great.
It's great, isn't it?
No.
It's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a lot of fun. And like I said, all this has gone down before the games even played.
I know.
I
know.
Casey.
It's been a blast, man.
Casey, this guy over here.
Break kayfabe. I love y'all. I listen to y'all regardless if they're going up against
exactly.
Vice versa.
I'm tapped in all the time, man.
Vice versa.
But Casey, this guy over here, we took one little sound bite, and this guy's been hyping it up for a month ad nauseum. And I just, I know what our trip to Philadelphia did for us. I know what our trip to LA and all these different things. And these moments that you have, there's so much fun, and it feels like your audience, our audience, like there's a movement, right? It's a little culture, it's a community. It's fun for everyone involved, and I love that we've kind of gone back and forth. We made the most of it. I appreciate you guys being such good sports. Like, I mean that sincerely. It's great for all of us to be exchanging. All my boys are talking smack. It's great.
Before Casey leaves, let's do it one more time.
Oh, the matchups are a good look for the Kings. They're a good look. And if we play the Warriors as a 6 seed, I tell you right now, we'll backhand the Warriors. I don't want to play the Warriors just because I have a healthy respect and fear for Steph Curry. I don't want to deal with him in the playoffs. I really don't. But if it comes to that, we backhand the Warriors. Because the Warriors don't do nothing on the road. They definitely don't play defense on the road. The Warriors too small. Sabonis with me all series long.
Hey, Kitty, we're Tommy Pham. You're Jock Peterson. Remember that game 1 tomorrow. Remember that.
Hey, look, I'm going to say it again. I got the roasters up in here and everything. I said what the hell I said. And like Bernie Mac said, I ain't afraid of y'all, okay? Kings and 6. You heard what the hell I said. I'm going to give you the respect of giving you 6 games.
KC.
But Kings and 6, we going into that sterile-ass dental office in Game 6, and we ending all of this.
I love it.
We ending it all.
Hey, root canals, what would you like? Vicodin or regular Tylenol, extra strength Tylenol, Excedrin? How would you like it at the dental office in games 3 and 4? And by the way, game 3 falling on 420 in the Bay Area, the Warriors will lose on 420. That don't happen.
Hey, look. Oh, by the way, We was talking to Matt Barnes yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And he said y'all talking crazy talking about that Sacramento weed.
Oh, yeah,
Y'all
well,
talking
you know
crazy.
what? I will
Barnes
say
said
this.
y'all talking crazy.
True story before we let you go, Kitty. I will say this, and I may have to walk that one back with the tree bark. I went on a trip with Big Dog City, Mo Money, the Gomez's. We were going up to Tahoe to make some bets during the
Big
playoff
Dom?
run. Oh, no, not Dom.
Okay.
Mike, Wet.
Oh, Wet.
Listen, we went up there. We needed some,
Wipe me down.
we needed something to get us over the hump on that drive. And they had a mobile service in Sacramento. We got off the road at like 7 in the morning in Sacramento, and somebody back in 2013-14 had a mobile service and jumped off some fire and got us through the trip in Tahoe. So I may need to walk that one back. There was some gasoline, and we picked it up in
Humboldt's right
Sacramento.
there.
Yeah, no doubt. So
right in
Matt
that
Barnes,
corridor.
the tree bark is up in San Diego. This is just talking some trash, but maybe that.
They were saying you went behind some 7-Eleven,
Yeah,
man,
I
and that's
saw
how you had that experience.
Yeah.
Man. They said, Matt Barnes said, no, man, you need to come see me if you got an issue.
KC. E40, is he going to bet all of these games? Is he going to be sitting courtside?
Up in Sacramento.
You know he is. E40 going to be there. I mean,
Kilo?
Well, I don't even want to get into it. Mozzie's supposed to be there, but
Mozzie's going to be there.
What about
No,
Pilo?
he ain't going to be there. We ain't even going to get into why he ain't.
Oh, I've
That's a
heard
whole
some of
other
the things.
situation.
Yeah.
But you guys will have E40 there.
Yeah.
We'll find 50 Cent might be there. You know he rock with the Kings heavy, so 50 might be in the
Well,
building.
he rocks with the check. Vivek
Yeah,
is giving
whoever's
him.
paying
That's
him.
what he's talking about.
I'm not mad at 50.
And I'm not mad at 50 either.
I'm going to be honest with you.
He knows a sucker when he sees one.
Hey, if Vivek gave me a check, I'd be rocking Kings gear too.
Hey, KC, man, we see you at 117.
Hey, thanks for being a good sport, man.
Hey, KC,
I
like
love
the
you,
Kurt
buddy.
Bart Scott said, ice up, son. Ice up. No, the
That
Bart
was
Scott
Steve
didn't say
Smith
that. That was
Sr.
Steve Smith Sr.
What are you talking
Ice
about?
up. Ice up.
It ain't nothing, baby. You coming into the chatty house? We ain't playing. The
chatty house?
We ain't playing in
Ice
117,
up.
baby.
Ice up, KC. See you at 117. ESPN
Y'all be
1320.
good,
The legend.
All right, KC.
That was
He's
fun.
not coming over here and disrespecting our Mr. Triple Single Draymond Green, DPOY. What is he talking about? And you go